My pleasure. Mr. David Hartley, Mr. Frid, welcome to our night show. You don't work at this hour ordinarily, do you?
No, but I have a taping tomorrow morning. And I pass right by here about 7:45. And with your permission, I'd like to get up a few minutes earlier tomorrow morning and drop by and see how things are doing on my way to work. We just taped down the street here, 53rd, about 3 blocks.
We'd be happy to have you come back.
I'd be honored.
Please do.
Jerry, I watched you 2 or 3 times on this thing, and I can't say enough how marvelous I think you are. When I see you in the middle of Monday afternoon, as tired as you are, you do it every year. I think it's great. It's absolutely
well, each year that we do it, we hope, that the energy is at that level that it should be. Because every year you get a little older. Did you ever get a load of that astute remark? Now that comes from a man who knows. Every year you get a little older.
You're very handy with all the medical information.
I'm really kind of smooth with the words, aren't I, David? Well, we'll see what happens tomorrow afternoon. Because 44 ain't like 21, I'll tell you that. There's a lot of difference in energy.
I'd like to see that figure a lot bigger by tomorrow morning when I come back.
Well,
it's not doing badly, but
well, I
just make a suggestion here. I have in the last couple of years I've made appearances on other telethons for cerebral palsy down the south. When I used to be on the telephone. I don't do a song and dance act, so they always put me on the telephones. And I used to tell everybody individually, and I'd like to say it in front of a television camera. I don't think I've ever heard it suggested before, but I'd like to suggest to everybody out there to put their telephone to use for telethon. And if you really are interested in this thing, to call, and if each one person called one person, that would double the audience all over the nation. If you call 5 or 6 people, think what a difference it's going to make all over the country. So get on your telephone. Maybe it's a little late tonight on the East Coast, but tomorrow morning at breakfast, call up half a dozen people and tell them to listen along with you, and make sure that they come out with some money at the end of the day. I think that's something I've never heard before, but I think it's a great idea. We multiply the audience and multiply the amount of money coming in 20-fold, we hope.
Well, we have a much larger audience this year than we've ever had. And we have a very, very, very strong chance at making the kind of numbers on that wall appear unlike any numbers anyone's ever seen before. And the importance of that is not so much that we are breaking a telethon record per se, but as I said earlier, the bulk money at one specific time in the hands of the researchers, in the hands of the men of pathology, that's where the inroads can be made. We spend so very much money in so many areas that we are left literally with practically nothing for research, although we do use a great deal of those dollars for research in terms of what is absolutely necessary in bulk money. It's a pittance. You have a Shakespearean. You started as a Shakespearean actor. I want to get back to you. I didn't mean to digress, but I do those things when I feel it,
You're now getting into a digression now.
I'm digressing from what I was doing, and I didn't mean to digress from you before.
For heaven's sakes, don't apologize.
May I ask a question?
Surely.
Does anybody ever confuse you personally on the street with what you play? I mean, it's okay if you're playing something, charming and lovely and all that.
Say that sometimes they do. They use less and less makeup on me now. They think that I'm getting much like that.
Well, you play a vampire, and
no, but I'm not. These days, I'm a little bit of a goody two shoes on the show. I haven't been fighting lately. think they ought to get my fangs back in. But,
You're not working lately?
there's a movie coming out called House of Dark Shadows, and we make up for it in that. I might add,
You do a lot of biting?
It's a lot of blood flow.
You know, it's often, now I'm an actor, we do the same thing, essentially, you know. But I've often wondered what it would be like to make that switch from Shakespeare to what you're doing. I mean, the breaks I've made are not nearly so, you know, so...
There's no break at all, really, because what we do is the style of it certainly is classic.
Yes.
It's bigger than life. It's the real, I call it, people say that it really isn't a soap opera. I think it's the most operatic of them all. It's
Down in one, and
it's outside. But, it really fits. I use an awful lot of my characters that played in Shakespeare. I used to kind of give inspiration to this role. It's very much like that in many ways. And so I enjoy it. I'm working. I work 4 or 5 times a week. I can't think of another actor in the country who works that consistently.
Except other people
Whether it's Shakespeare or not, I'm a working actor, and thank my lucky stars.
well, that's great.
Well, you know that what I told David before, Jonathan, I have to say to you because a lot of people think that the phones and talking on the phones is the way to get rid of someone. Or as you said earlier, it is because you do not sing or dance, etc. But it's a very interesting thing. But we have a research council in our whole operation that researches everything that we do. And we have found that when performers get on the phones and that the public, the people that really make this work, when they have a chance to talk to the personalities that are their favorites and the personalities that they do in fact enjoy so very much, they will pledge when they might not have, or you're not here.
Well, I want to get on those phones right now if I can.
Because if you're the housewife's pussycat, as they say, I want to hear from them because they got the loot stash. Would you go to the phones and talk to them?
I certainly will. Right now,
All right. Mr. Jonathan Frid, ladies and gentlemen.